my peeps, Cosmic Fire for the one here, back with another video. And today we are making part 2 of the K2 Mountain Tragedy. So that's what we're going to be reacting to. Before we start, make sure to smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. Turn on post notifications, and yeah, let's get it. Okay, so here's
collectively the various teams on the mountain to talk about how we might work together on the summit push. This mostly had to do with dividing up fixed rope and fixing gear, ice crews, how we were going to all distribute this and put up the route above Camp 4.
We take 400 meters. We are still up.
Okay.
Then the Italians got 200 meters, very strong, very reliable, for the traverse.
We had a good atmosphere all together, so we were really motivated to work together and just to finish this mountain, coming back in the base camp and then have a really nice party.
We got 400 meters, lightweight and very strong. So when the Italians take 200 meters, you don't have to bring anything.
300 meter.
Yes, 200 is the traverse.
Okay.
We were all becoming a little bit anxious about the weather and whether we would have enough time to summit. Some of the groups actually had been on the mountain 3 or 4
weather
weeks.
is always a very bad problem. Like, weather plays the biggest role in a lot. Like, if you're gonna climb a mountain, you won't go climb it when it's like fucking 100 degrees out, you know what I mean? Because it's too hot out. You're gonna climb it when it's like fall or something like that. But yeah, moving on.
Longer than we had. They were getting pretty tapped out with their resources, their patience. So we all felt like this was our last best chance to get to the top.
Then after we are working like a one team. Yeah.
Good. Yes.
We are working like a one team. No Serbia, no Korean, no Dutch, no America. There is only one summit team from every group.
Yes.
Of course, as a human being, you think that if you are with more people, that it's more safe because you work together and you have less workload, you know, and it's, you know, more chances to get to the summit. But actually, you know, it's just a matter of, you know, foolish yourself, because the more people there are, the more difficult or the more danger it is climbing the mountain.
More people than ever are going to be attempting the summit of K2 on a given day, and that could be a problem.
What do you say?
When so much money goes into an expedition to climb an 8,000 meter peak, the sponsors are ultimately seeking publicity. If there's tragedy involved, that captures headlines even more than if there's success. You don't get famous for turning back on a big mountain. You know, headlines are made when you risk everything and lose everything, or when you risk everything and meet with success. The commercially driven aspect of mountaineering definitely played a role in K2.
How high that mountain is.
We arrived at Camp 4, something like 7-7, 7-8, something like that. And
Alright, so we're on 1 day to get to the summit. So I guess this takes many of hours because they have to deal with weather conditions, atmospheric conditions. You got to deal with like transparency, like fog, if there's fog, humidity, things like that. How bad the wind is. There's a lot of different conditions I'm guessing you got to deal with, which is absolutely crazy. But you know, as a stargazer, we know about conditions and stuff like that. Alright, let's go.
tomorrow's gonna be a very tough day. The bottleneck looks scary. Shit. Okay.
We arrived at Camp 4 in the early afternoon. The sun was out, the winds were calm, the views over the Karakoram Range were absolutely stunning.
How you feel, Mr. Kim?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah? Tomorrow, push for top. How you feel?
Oh, I feel great.
Yeah?
Much better than I expected.
How you feel, Marco?
Ciao.
Good?
Yes.
Yeah?
And his position, flag
Yes?
for tomorrow. For
Very good. Very
to
good.
finish.
Yeah.
There was just this amazing feeling of anticipation and elation at having reached Camp 4. I think we all felt that we were so fortunate to be in such an amazingly beautiful place, in such an incredible austere environment at that time.
In order to reach the summit, you have to pass.
Look how many damn mountains there are just across the view. That's insane. It's not like there's just one mountain. They're physically in like a mountain biome, I'm guessing. It's not just one mountain with greenery around it. That is a physical mountain biome.
The narrow couloir overhung by seracs called the bottleneck. Due to the high altitude, the risk of falling ice and the steepness, this stretch is a very dangerous part of the expedition. The bottleneck is located only 350 meters below the summit. On the morning of August 1st, 29 climbers started their push for the summit, and the so often unpredictable weather on K2
Oh my god,
was
holy shit. Look how slow are for the people. Oh my god, I literally thought if you put a person next to that, he's gonna be as tall as that ice cap right there. Those are people. What the hell? That is a massive iceberg piece right there.
for once on the same side as the expedition.
You couldn't have asked for a better day in a million years. It was perfect. There was no wind. The sun was out, bright, shining. You know, you would dream of having this summit day.
Look at that.
But because it was so perfect, I think people stopped questioning themselves. The group decision making applied more so than ever before. Of people were making the, well, you know what, it's a perfect day. Everybody's here. It's perfectly safe. What can go wrong?
Don't ever say that.
But despite the
don't ever say that. I said that before. What can go wrong? A lot can go wrong. A lot can go wrong. The neighbor just moved in next door, and I'm stargazing. What can go wrong? A lot can go wrong. And the dumbass can put a floodlight out that stays out for, I don't know, a fucking year or so, and it never goes off, and then I had to call HOA. Ugh. So annoying.
perfect weather conditions, everything was not right. The first group of climbers had left 3 hours after schedule. They had spent valuable time looking for missing equipment. It was now clear that none of the teams would be able to climb down before dark.
We are on 7,900 meters, something like that. And this is one of my more disappointing days I had for a very long time. Total miscommunication when it comes to gear and who should bring it. We're short of rope, we're short of gear, and we are way back in time. We are really late. I don't know what we're gonna do.
All these things added together made it fairly obvious for us that things can go wrong and we don't want to be part of this.
Pretty disappointing coordination we thought was there. Not there at all.
There's not words to convey how crushed we were. You put so much effort into the climb up to that point. You've got so much invested. To be at a point where you have to turn the switch off and go down is such a difficult moment.
I had left a little bit before Eric and Fred, and so I had seen them turn around. And I'm looking at this group of people who are just, they're not moving fast. It just doesn't feel like anybody's moving fast. It's just not working. The time doesn't look right. And I'm looking up and I'm saying, we're not going to get back down through the bottleneck by dark. And I don't think that's safe. I think we need to turn around. I'm looking up. I'm like, it's just not looking right. When I turned around, it felt horrible. It felt like I was making just the biggest mistake of my life.
The slow pace of the climbers pushing for the summit was becoming a problem for everyone.
There were a lot of inexperienced climbers, and on the other hand, there were happily there were also a lot of experienced climbers, and the mix is not the biggest problem, but the quantity of climbers, that is of course always a problem, because the longer the chain, there is always one part in the chain who is exhausted or who makes a mistake or whatever.
I always thought, okay,
But
you see that rope right there? I always thought that rope is just magically there whenever you climb a mountain. I literally never thought you had to place that rope down. I always thought it was magically just there, like floating somehow, and you just go up to it. Is that only me? Is that just me, or has anyone ever thought that too?
This altitude, even highly experienced climbers can suffer. This was the case for Rolf Bae from the Norwegian expedition.
How are you?
Good. But not a great day today. A hard day for me today.
Yes.
It was not a good day.
You mean with a small accident or conditional?
Oh, some personal condition.
Down in Camp 4, Frederick and Eric suddenly heard a horrific sound coming from the climbers ahead.
What's happening?
What do you see? Right in the bottleneck?
The bottom?
On the left, right?
Where? On the top left? Top left?
We just heard a scream, and we knew instantly that something really, really bad had happened.
We're trying to figure out what's just happened in the bottleneck here. We're to a stage here where, over 8,000 meters there at the bottleneck. And it doesn't take for much to go wrong to be catastrophic.
Okay, it's steering.
Yeah, steering, this is Eric, Camp 4. Do you know if there has been an accident? Over.
And here, and one also been guys, he's still down. But we see in the down and he's move over.
Is he in the rock?
We got a radio call from the bottleneck that there was a person had been falling at the fixed ropes while trying to go around and pass another member. It was Serbian climber, Dren.
No.
He unclipped from the rope and passed Cecilia from Norway at the bottleneck and somehow slipped. He was just tumbling down longer than 200 meters.
Shit.
I see at the down.
Yeah.
The rock.
Dren Medrick, when he was falling, he was just, 3 meters away from me. We were on the rope and everybody was just beneath me and some climbers above me. And he was just left of the rope, and I don't know what he was doing, but the time I heard a scream, I was looking and I saw that he just, he slipped and he was just tumbled over. And it was a really stupid moment because he was so close that you were thinking, oh, hey, give me a hand, and he was gone.
Yeah, we can see a lone figure down in the rocks at the bottleneck.
He's moving.
He is moving over.
Yeah.
Dren was still moving,
About to say,
and he probably was still alive.
In traverse?
Yeah.
The top traverse?
Yeah, is furthest to the left. Steering is down.
So Fred and I made the decision to climb up and see if we could help Dren back down to Camp 4 safely. The decision to try and bring him back down to Camp 4 is something that we have to deal with the consequences of that.
Coming up to that spot, I see Iso from Serbia is dragging a person that is partially wrapped up. And then I understand that, okay, it's too late.
Dren's body was wrapped in a red plastic cover. 4 other climbers were gathered around him, getting ready to bring him down.
So I get up there and they urge to bring him down to base camp, but I say that, hey, that's impossible. We can bring him down to Camp 4 if everyone's in for it and give him a worthy burial there. Instead of just leaving him on the hillside like this. And that's what we start to organize to do.
So put this much faster. We enlarge those with that rope there, no problem. And we auto here. Okay.
The Serbians and Frederick started to bring the body down. Frederick put the camera in his pocket, but forgot to turn it off.
Let's see.
And so we are on 2 fronts, 2 here and 2 here. And the body's down here. And we're lowering him down. It's fairly steep here.
Guys, if you do fall, you release, okay? It's our lives too, okay? Yeah. Remember. Okay, slowly.
I just feel a huge load on my back.
Stop! 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 Stop!
The Pakistani high altitude porter is falling into my back. And then he grabs the rope around my legs. And I can feel his entire tension of his body on my legs, plus the body from the Serbian dead climber. And some of the Serbians now on the left side is also losing their tension on the rope, which means that a lot of weight is put onto my legs, and I'm screaming out,
"Release the rope! Release the rope! Release the rope!"
And then he just loses the grip of the rope and start falling down.
Stop! Body! Jesus Christ! Stop! Stop!
He passed probably within 10 meters of me. I think he was probably in some degree of shock, emotional shock, and also extremely exhausted. And those things might have contributed to him not being able to stop himself.
What the hell is this? One guy died. I came up here to help you guys. Get down. Get down. Oh, let's go down.
Pakistani guys. The guy had no him.
Despite the horrific events taking place beneath the bottleneck, Wilco and most of the other climbers decided to continue their push for the summit.
We talked about it, what should we do? And then we said, yeah, listen, all the Serb climbers are going back, so, we can't, do anything anymore. You are that far on the mountain, that it's very hard to take the decision to going back because, this is K2 and you don't get a second chance.
That is scary.
And
so there was a lot of weight going down on his legs and he just slid off. That is absolutely insane. I could not do that, could not deal with that.
So we were thinking if we reach the summit, just before darkness, we have a headlamp and all the ropes are there, we can make it.
I look up and we still see this lineup of people going up across the traverse. And it's almost 3 o'clock.
Oh my God.
It's late.
I can't believe they're still going up at this time of day.
People are still climbing. Oh my God, I would not be climbing that at that time. Of course, I know, yes, they made it. They made it through the entire, all the nights to get to these summits and stuff. But damn, that's not a good idea if one of your soldiers or people just, one of your climbers just died. And then another one was holding the body, and the body fell on him, and then there was a lot of weight being pressed down on him, and then he just fell as well with the body. Luckily, he's okay.
To be summiting at nightfall,
The other guy isn't.
which they did.
At 6 p.m., Wilco and the other climbers finally reached the summit.
Yes.
It was so nice to be there, you know, and with that weather, you know. And we were so satisfied. We were dancing on the summit, you know, and I was, you know, filming and asking Gerard, hey, Ger, where are we? We are on the summit of K2. So, you know, it was, yeah, and the light was so brilliant. It was, I've never seen that in my life. It was really unbelievable. And then, you know, this curve of the earth, and
Wow.
I don't know how to describe it. It was brilliant.
Maarten, we staan op de top van de K2! Yeah! Gerald, Cas, Pemba en ikzelf. Over om 6 uur plaatselijke tijd. Over.
There was no sign at all that it would go wrong on the way back, you know. So in our imagination, it was just a matter of 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours, you know, going down.
Buddy,
But Wilco and a number of other climbers
why don't
didn't
you
make
call it a helicopter? Why don't you call it a helicopter? I know they can't land on the mountain. Call a helicopter, tell them to release one of those rope ladders, you know, one of those rope ladders that come down? Jump on that damn thing and go home, you know?
get down to Camp 4 that night.
You know what time we'll get down here?
August 2nd.
The following morning, Pemba, who had managed to climb down in the dark, said something that made the climbers in Camp 4 prepare for the worst.
Yeah?
You climb down in the dark, really? Don't your eyes have to dark adapt? Or no, not even dark adapt. Even if your eyes did dark adapt. Here's the thing about a Bortle 1. You have a Bortle 9, which is the first, like, inner city skies, basically. 8, still inner city skies. 7, urban. And then you have 6, which is urban transitioning. And you have 5, which is rural, suburban, rural transitioning. Then you have 4, which is, I think this rural, this rural transition, and then you have 3, which is rural skies. You have 2, which is excellent dark skies, and then you have 1, which is the most excellent dark skies. So if you're in the most excellent dark skies, holy shit, everything is a silhouette. So imagine walking around not seeing any light or any photons being shed, because they can't. You're in a absolutely pitch dark, pitch black place. So imagine everything being a silhouette and just seeing your hand as a silhouette, this black shadow basically, and everything's like that. How did he climb down in a Bortle 1?
When we descending from the bottleneck, then I just reached the cooler top section. Then there is nothing, no ice anchor, no rock anchor, no fixed line, nothing.
When Pemba reached the bottleneck, he discovered that the rope had been completely cut off due to ice falls from the Serac.
Maybe he used a flashlight, duh. He probably used a flashlight, but still, if that's freaking dark.
First ice falls had caused several climbers to tumble to their deaths, including the Norwegian climber Rolf Bae.
Oh no! Rest in peace, buddy.
The missing rope made the climb down to Camp 4 extremely difficult and dangerous. A number of climbers were now stranded close to the summit.
We had to make a decision about whether to stay and assist people coming down or whether to get ourselves off the mountain. And after 48 hours above 8,000 meters, we were all withering away. We were all slowly dying. We had only one bottle of oxygen, had no rope. Even with those things, trying to bring someone down above 8,000 meters is pretty much impossible.
Still a lot of people is missing up the mountain, and we are in camp 4 at 8,000 meters. We're tired, exhausted. We have to get down. There's not much we can do.
This is not a guided tour. If there were one person up there that we could go up and
4-5 people will do the rescue.
and half a dozen people go up and get down. We cannot do that with 9 people. It's the reality.
That was really interesting. We finally got to the juicy parts of the video, which is good. That's horrible, though. That's horrible that that many people died. I really hope they went to a great place. If you're religious, like I believe they went to heaven, you know. Or if you're any other religion and you believe your soul transcends out in somewhere into the universe, or your soul, or you think your soul is just a mind, basically, that transcends out into the universe, that too. But it's whatever religion you believe, and yeah, but I believe they're in a good place. He was a good climber. That really sucks. But yeah, guys, make sure to smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. Turn on post notifications. And yeah, Cosmic Fire for the win out. Peace.